Welcome to Torment Tides of Numenera. This is not my normal voice, this is my normal voice. Howdy doodle doo. We continue with our journey through the 9th world, still in Circus Cliffs, and I think we will be there for the next several streams still, because it's a large city, and there's lots of things to do, and what Torment does really nicely, in my opinion, we can recruit every companion there is in the game in the first city. And I hate that about old school RPGs where you have your party and you adventure with your party half the game with all the same people. And of course, if some dwarf in a mine comes up to you and says, hey, let's be friends and I want to be one of your companions, and so kick one of those people out, I say, no, of course I won't. These are my friends now, and I will die with them and continue with them until the end. You have nothing to say here, little dwarf. Or Veiler from Planescape Torment, or all you other late companion recruits. I had to get this off my chest. Apart from that, welcome. I wish you a great Sunday. And I don't think I will do a recap now because I do that every start of the game, and nothing has changed really since our last let's play. And today I want to start in Caravanserai and explore here a little. We already have our party with all the people with whom we want to continue our game and finish our game. And yes, I had coffee. Wow! Which I said I wouldn't drink when I stream in English because it makes me nervous and I talk too fast. But hey, it's a challenge, and I think I have to. Someday I have to win this challenge. So, was das Leben? Guten Appetit. Let's continue with Torment Tides of Numenera. So, we haven't talked to any of these people here. We have talked already to, the people. Oh, she's an android. An automaton, that's how they are called in Numenera. He's a Vagellan. Not really. They are interesting, but they are not of interest to our quest. So, let's talk to, the changing guard cultists. Why not? Oh, here, Omahdon. Sorry. This robed man turns a golden bespectacled gaze and winning smile on you. He seems charming enough, but it's clear he wants something from you, and is perfectly willing to take it, politely and with absolute guile, of course. At last, someone who looks like they can see further than their nose. These Sagusites are as observant as rocks. He clasps his hand together, pleading, please, tell me you've seen a beautiful girl with purple hair. Her name is Persea. She's my beloved, but she suffers from a madness that causes her to fear everything. She can't stop running from imagined dangers, and I've been chasing her for years now, trying to catch her and cure her before she hurts herself.
Making a note.
I recently tracked her here to Circus Cliffs, but none of these blind fools can remember seeing her, even though I believe she stayed here for a time. He grips my arm. Motherfucker, don't touch me. Let me give you a description so you will know her. She's heartbreakingly beautiful and wears winged hair combs that float around her head, constantly changing the arrangement of her purple hair. Please, if you see her or hear word of her, return and tell me. My name is Omahdon and I can be most generous. I have found this comb in Tranquility's hostel. And yes, we did find it. It's a flying comb with wings, butterfly kind of wings. so it makes your hair go woof. Nice effect. More details. As I said, she is hauntingly beautiful, with purple hair that floats around her head on winged combs. Her speech may seem confused, so pay no mind to what she says. It is only her madness talking. Once she is returned to me, I will be able to cure her. He sounds a little fishy to me. Again? Yeah, nothing new.
I'll remember that.
What will she say? Almost anything, but one of her more persistent delusions is that I am her enemy. Nothing could be further from the truth. When she is in her right mind, she loves me as I love her, but when her madness is upon her, it is more painful than truth can say. Yeah. How did you meet? We were at the same grave in the Valley of Dead Heroes. A mutual friend. And in sharing stories of our love for that friend, we found that we were kindred spirits and decided we did not want to part when we left the valley. That a place of death could give birth to something so beautiful and undying. What caused Persea to go mad? It is, I believe, some trauma associated with her birth or early life. We found that it could be overcome with love and care and certain medications, but even then, some lapses occur. It was during the last of these that Persea vanished. I have been on her tail ever since. Trail, even. Anything new? How do you hope to cure Persea's madness? With love, mostly, but also with certain ancient techniques I have learned in my years of study for the cooling and untwisting of fevered and knotted minds. I'm positive that once I am able to isolate her from the corrupting distractions of the world, I will be able to restore her to her true self. So he wants to put her in a cage. I found this comb.
Making a note.
Yes, that is one of her combs. Incredible. He takes it from us with great care. I knew that witch was lying to me. She told me that Persea had never stayed with her. Please, go to Tranquility and ask her where Persea went. Maybe she'll tell you the truth. Okay. Now, changing guard cultists. We will go to Tranquility later. Have you come to see the site of your creator's triumph? No, I haven't. It is an honor to speak with one of the children of the changing guard. And you. Oh! She's more than these two. 3 robed figures stand here, staring at the skies for ships or watching the entrance to the Caravanserai for new visitors. He sees you coming, and he elbows his companions. They turn and bow in unison. Revered one, we had heard of your arrival in the city, and we thank you for this honor. We believe great things are in store for you. Have you seen Persea? I'm not sure, beloved vessel. Beloved vessel. Perhaps. I saw a woman matching your description disembarking. Not my description, but the way we described her. Okay. Disembarking from an airship not long ago, but I can't say for certain. I do not know where she went, but travelers from afar often stay at Tranquility's Inn. I'm looking for Metkina. Revered one, I wish I could help, I do, but I have heard nothing of your sister for some time now. How about yourself? We are the servants of your creator, revered one, the one who brought us your incarnation. It cheats death and changes the course of history. He's the savior of humanity, and we seek to emulate his ways. Anything new? No. What you doing here? We look for your creator, revered one, and the comings and goings of other cast-offs like you. Since this is a major travel hub, we have hoped, in vain it is generally true, to see your kind come through, and, why, here you are. It is a delight to see you. He bows again. Nothing new. Farewell, farewell. An envoy. Hello. Yes, on a journey as well, are you? Excuse me, have you seen a rather important-looking embossed envelope? No, I haven't. I've lost my credentials. They'd hardly let me pass the checkpoints now.
Ready.
I'm an envoy. I don't mind saying that. It's an absolute treat. An amazing life. Oh, what a fool I am. My paperwork was right here in my pocket. Oh, dear, where's my money? When you're an envoy from a city like Circus, your hosts treat you like a veritable royalty. My bags are always stuffed to bursting with free towels and fragrant soaps when I return. So he's one of those hotel thieves. The ones that always take away the soap and maybe even the towel. Yeah, I've heard of those. Never done that myself, of course. Do we have towel thieves in chat? If yes, use one of your emojis. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to be persecuted by the police.
Absolutely.
Yes. Tranquility. Have you seen Persea? Welcome back, friend. You have been missed. I found a comb in one of your rooms, and I showed it to Omahdon. You should belong to Persea. She's been here, hasn't she? Sorry. Yes, I lied to Omahdon, and I do not regret it. Though I know you will judge me for it. Perhaps you'll understand when I tell you Persea's story.
I'll remember that.
Omahdon may believe her to be his one true love, but it is obsession, not love, and it has made a monster of him. From what Persea told me, he found her corpse in a sepulchre in the Valley of Dead Heroes, perfectly preserved by ancient science, and fell in love with her beauty. His foolishness might have ended there, except that Omahdon had ancient science of his own, and he used it to wake her from death. A fool with the power of a god. You wouldn't know anything about that sort of thing, would you, Cast-off? He seemed to think this unasked for resurrection would make him a hero in her eyes, and that she would fall instantly in love with him, but she was unnerved by his fervor. She explained that she did not share his feelings. He wouldn't listen. He saw her disgust as a passing madness. Persea has fled from him ever since, but he is relentless. Do you see now why I helped her? Why I lied to him and to you? He's hounding the poor girl. She wants nothing to do with him. Shameful behavior, and that's me saying it. Yes, number 2. And I don't care what you all out there say, it's number 2. Number 2 is the right answer. I'm glad to hear you say that. What do you intend to do now? Huh. I mean, 2 and 3 are basically the same options, but 3 sounds cooler and more like more, just like more. Here's our plan. Here's how we do that plan. But maybe we can convince him. That would be even better. A noble course of action, though not an easy one, I fear. I wish you good luck. Where's she actually going? I'm sorry. The less people who know that, the better. Okay, fine. Your help? Okay. If I really need your help, I'll come back to you.
Why not?
Hey, young man. We're shipping out to join the endless battle. Wish us luck, eh? Okay. My friends, you won't listen to reason. They'll never survive the endless battle. Young woman. We wouldn't find a captain who'd take us all the way to the endless battle. We'll have to walk part of the way. Okay, almost the same. It's just the same. It's... No, that's not the song. Ah! Alright. Is there still more coffee? If so, I will gladly take it. I'm still... My heart beats... does make boom, boom, boom. And my heart goes boom. So, no, I'm still fine. If you want, I will take more coffee. But as you say, it was too much coffee for you. I guess you have already drunk it? Cutie cat. I'll take the 2 sips. No! No! Don't do it! Cutie cat! No! She's not coming through the door. Cutie cat! Are you in coffee slumber? Und das ist doch mehr als 2 Sips. Soll ich hier raustrinken oder umschütten? Prost! Kaffee ist in Maßen leben. I've clicked on Eritas? Okay. That wasn't my... It's not what I wanted to do. But why not? Eritas is a nice guy. So let's talk to him. Another time. A silver orphan. They're also interesting, these people. Way more interesting than real people. This synth panel lies flush with the ground. You can see no way to pry it open. This spherical part is made of a silvery metal interlaced with ribbons of energy. Now he's asking them? Weird guy. 2 silver humanoids stand near a small vehicle of indeterminate origin. Their skin has a reflective metallic sheen that makes them appear both a part of and separate from the scenery around them. As you approach, both of them turn to face you. They have no mouths, and their eyes are a fathomless black reflecting nothing. A name for these 3 creatures rises from memory: Silver Orphans. It may not be the name by which they know themselves, but it's the name used by the Order of Truth. The Silver Orphans turn to stare at each other for several moments, then the one on the right gestures at you in a complicated pattern. Seeing your confusion, the one on the left kneels, using a foreshortened finger to trace lines and circles in the dust at your feet. Ripples radiate from a point, first a square, then a human eye, then an unrecognizable mass of interconnected dots. The Silver Orphan looks up at you, awaiting a reply. Copy the drawing? Why should I copy it? Mimic the gestures of the one on the right. What did he do? Okay. I don't think that's... I don't think that will bring us nearer to our goal. I don't know what our goal here is, but it won't. This is not the answer to that. Let's try to interpret the drawing. Ooh, 70%. Come on now! Yes, sir! This. What a adrenaline kick. You stare at the drawing, following the lines and shapes with your eyes. There. A wave of words? And there, the human eye still recognizable, and with the dots and lines that surround it. Behind the eye, the square and something familiar, like a tool you once held in your hands. Like the resolution of meaningless noise into the refrain, chorus of a beloved song, you suddenly know what it is the silver orphans seek. Machine intelligences, however or wherever they may be concealed. The orphans watch impassively as you reach this realization. Then the one on the right holds out a hand in a request for information. Oof. I'm looking for a purple-haired woman. Have you seen her? Okay, no response. I'll let you know if I do. What does Sylph think of that?
Ready.
Also, Sylph, we know that Sylph isn't Sylph. Sylph is... he had another name. She seems to be... someone, Nano, which are like the wizards here in Numenera, who put his own consciousness into an automaton, and that was Sylph. So, the body is Sylph, the mind is... Eden. As far as I know, Sylph doesn't do anything more.
Fine.
So... but maybe they should take Sylph with them? She didn't seem happy when we talked to her. Or did she? Come on, let's tell them. You draw a crude approximation of Sylph next to the orphan's image, still visible in the dust. It might be your imagination, but when you finish the drawing, the orphans seem pleased. They turn to stare at each other, then the one on the right reaches inside itself, its silver hand merging seamlessly with the glistening metal of its torso. An instant later, its hand is whole again and holding an object of peculiar construction. It drops the item into your hand. Payment, you assume. Thermodynamic detonation. This orb contains a chunk of unknown matter. Ooh, 15 energy damage. Wow. Suspended in a decaying web of frozen time. Periodic waves of buzzing heat pulse from within. I'll let you know if I find more. So, and Sylph is still there. Maybe this wasn't just all bad. I hope. I hope we didn't just kill her. Memorialist. Oh, you startled me. I'm not at all used to being around so many people. We'll be leaving for the Valley of Dead Heroes again before too long. Thankfully. I hope they've been taking care of my grave. You should visit the Valley of Dead Heroes sometime. Quite lovely in its way. Farewell. Farewell. I know you, don't I? You visited the Valley of Dead Heroes not long ago. Good to see you. We won't be in town for long, just refreshing our supplies. Winters can be cruel in the Valley of Dead Heroes, but not in the way you think. What way do I think? It's nice here, though. Lively. Perhaps we'll see you again sometime. So, if you don't mind, get out of my face. That's what he wanted to tell me. I'm going. Memovira guard. Quick save. A man in an Aboriginal coat stands in front of the heavy wooden gate. His arms are crossed, his feet firmly planted. You got business with the Memovira? Yes. I don't know you, friend. That means the Memovira don't know you either. And if you don't give the word, you don't pass through to this gate. You show me. Do you know someone named... That's the father of the two... He has a son and a daughter, and these two children have another friend who's kind of living with them in Cliff's Edge. The one who plays a game of... Is futsal? No, not... Hacky sack. She plays hacky sack, and he just stands there. Zebek Uralau. Zebek, yeah. Surfed with him in the Bloom. Ain't seen him since the boss lady posted me out here. Couldn't tell you where he is now. What's on the other side? A road. It goes down the side of the cliff toward the Bloom. Nobody gets by unless the boss lady gives the word. What's that? Who is the Memovira? The boss lady of the Bloom. She's been in charge for about 10 years. Couldn't tell you what the title means, but there's always been a Memovira. What else? Nobody crosses her, not even the council. He waves a dismissive hand at the passers-by. All these poor plotters are scared of her, and that means they're scared of me too. Go work for the Memovira, son, that's what my dad told me. There'll never be anybody in this life if folk ain't scared of you. Who's there again? So you're from Circus Cliffs. Born in Cliff's Edge. House where I grew up fell into the sea a couple years back. Thanks to the sticker. Made the Black 3 bugger him with flaming pricks. Joined up with the Memovira and served 5 years in the Bloom. Gets in your head, the Bloom does. Whispers to you. Tells you to do things, maybe. When the boss lady found out, she sent me out here. He seems to be a little crazy. What's the Bloom exactly? It's a monster. A stinking tumor the size of a city. Full of veins and cysts and sacs that folk can crawl around inside. Sometimes they lead to Mars. Sunken eyes gleam as he speaks the word. If you give them what they want to eat, they'll send you to another world. Or not if they decide to feed on you instead. I'm looking for a tall, beautiful woman with purple hair. Ain't we all? The lovesick Karka keeps asking me about his girlfriend, and I keep telling him the same thing. I ain't seen no purple-haired ladies. Truth is, if she did pass through here, she probably stopped at the inn. So if you want to find Miss Purple-Hair, that's where I'd start. Farewell. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I'm a rapper. Rap. I'm sorry. Huh? This is the wrong way. I wanted to talk to the levee. Welcome, visitor. The bridge crosses to Government Square. I know. Are you enjoying the sights, visitor? Ah, yeah. Kind of.
Done.
Vargellan child. That's child? Okay, yes, it's a child. We were not supposed to land here. Our airship nearly crashed. I thought we were going to die. I like the city. The people are interesting. I want to learn more about them. We have explored much of the city. Circus Minor has wonderful diversions. We are planning to visit the underbelly later tonight. Farewell, adult human. Okay.
Yes.
And you are his father or mother or Erziehungsberechtigter, guardian. This was not our destination. We were headed for the oasis of Marjolios. Our airship's engine developed a fault and it was forced to land here. We find ourselves enjoying Circus Cliffs. Many unexpected diversions have presented themselves. My child enjoys Circus Minor especially. We will return there tomorrow. Take care of yourself. You too.
I am the very soul of action.
Yes, you are, Eritis. Yes, you are. You're from around here, aren't you? Why is everything so expensive? The prices here don't inconvenience me. I actually leave Circus with a profit. Every time. Making money on leave is easy. You just sell your mates stuff when they are drunk. I've made a fortune selling my friends' clothes every time she takes them off. Which is a lot. I could probably use a bath and a scraping. Yes, you could. This is my favorite, Doc. You can't go 10 steps without getting in a fight. It ain't shore leave unless someone loses some teeth. I've got a secret move for fights. Know what it is? Forehead! Give someone a taste of your forehead and they are done eating hard foods. Good morning, Viet Shiroxi! I've never seen the movie, have you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You haven't missed anything really, we just talk to people. The only thing of interest really is this one is searching for his purple-haired beloved. So beautiful. But she seems to, her name is Persea, and Persea seems to have fled from him. She doesn't like this guy, but she's obsessed with her, which we know from Tranquility, because Persea stayed in her hotel, and she told us that Persea is just fleeing. She was kind of petrified by some old world magic, and he freed her, and so he thinks that she is in love with him because that's her obligation now. But yeah, of course we will help Persea and not her obsessive stalker boyfriend guy. What? Thank you, Shiroxi! Of course, yes, it's, May! Thank you! Did you wonder why you couldn't... Couldn't you use the emoji and that's why you noticed that it's time for another subscription? Shiroxi. Yes, that's what I thought. Do you think that's what Twitch wanted to do with this function? To subtly remind people
you
that...
weren't doing anything, right?
That, hey, you're not a subscriber anymore, which you notice by not using the emote, and that's why... That's smart, Twitch. That's smart. How's your Sunday so far, Shiroxi? Have we... I don't know if you talked about this, but are you on the weekends, to what hour of the day roundabout do you sleep? For me, it's about 9, sometimes even 10 o'clock in the morning. How about you? So is this an early Sunday for you still at 10:40, or are you awake for already 4 hours? Oh, okay. Yeah, so you seem to have been awake more than I have.
Of course.
Longer than I have. Let's talk to the laborer. Why don't we? This isn't the best job I've ever had, but you can't beat the view. I don't mind carrying stuff around so much, it's the inspections that'll kill you. A friend of mine cut his hand on a statue's tooth. Now he hears voices when he scratches his nose. Ugh. And somehow this makes me do this. We're supposed to wear masks and gloves when we handle imports, but they make us buy our own. I know the feeling. What a view, huh? Wait, some view. Ah, Q without E. Halloinsen. Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Nice to see ya. Y'all. Any questions? Like I said to Shiroxi, we haven't missed, or you haven't missed really much. Apart from that, how's your head, cute? Without E. Are you... Now that you're here, I don't have to write in WhatsApp. Tonight, you are the GM, right? And we will find out what the Emir Caliph? The Emir of Baghdad is trying to do with us? Shiroxi, just so you know, Q without E is a GM in one of our pen and paper groups. And have you, Shiroxi, do you know the books that have something to do with Jinland? Baghdad is a city in there, and Samarkand. And I don't know any more about the books. Cute without E could tell you more, but... No, so you don't know. Okay. Shiroxi, you know, if that is the truth, if this is a song by a band, you know more than I do. I always thought that it is just a cool pun. Q without E. Gibra merchant. I can't wait to get home and eat some fried graph. The Circus version tastes like minty mud. They just don't make Kreisel chips here like they do back home, and for 3 times the price. I used up my last deplete paste brought from home weeks ago. I need my spice! They just don't make... Okay. What do you say? We had a good trip this time. Your air breathers have a taste for our spices, it seems. They are fish people, that's why I talk this way.
Why not?
You see? Tiber? Yeah. We sold all of our deplete paste days ago, and Eagly won't stop burbling about it. We'll be back in a few weeks with more spices. Tell your friends. Okay. Ah, the blue light filter. Yes. How did you do that? I mean, there are many new monitors that can do that, just so the monitor itself, but I know Windows 10 has always also an option for that, which makes the screen all orangey. Then that does help. This blue light filter screen. The Caliph wants. Ah, okay. Sunday, bloody Sunday. That's what I thought about when you, Shiroxi, when you said Bloody Sunday. Ah! And that's some news, Q without E. Finally, I know that. I just always assumed that it was some depressively sad, but also fun little way of fuck you. Oh, this name.
I'm ready.
Maybe I will listen later to this song. Levi's warned me not to swim the reef. I miss my home waters. Okay.
Fine.
Ooh. Ooh, what's this here? This craft is capable of carrying 1 person, 2 at most. The interior is richly appointed with satin pillows And the air feels cooler inside. So it does have AC.
On it.
Quijano del Toboso. I always thought that this guy, when we talk to this guy, maybe you will notice, he reminds me of Don Quixote, the windmill guy. And his name sounds a little similar. This scrawny old man practically rattles inside dull and dented armor that was clearly made for someone bigger than him. Nonetheless, his eyes burn with a bottomless fire, and his smile, as fierce as it is genuine, flashes beneath his graying thicket of a beard. "Another night!" he bellows, clapping your shoulders with his gauntleted hands. You barely keep your feet. The man is stronger than he looks. "Another hero in search of great adventure. You stand before the wandering knight Quijano del Toboso. What brings you to the summit of Mount Ithiador?" "We seek challenges that will test our very limits," Artis declares. Oh, two minds think alike. "And then we will shun those challenges as unworthy of us and seek quests that shake the foundations of the possible, that defy belief, for we are not just adventurers, noble stranger. We are the breath of adventure herself." Tears well in Quijano's eyes, and he fishes a monogrammed handkerchief from the depths of one of his bracers. "Such a noble company! Such a noble goal. Were I not committed to my own path, I would seek to join yours. But I will not. Instead, might I seek your blessing?" And Shiroxi even knew them without the name. Oh, I've never listened to Taken Back Sunday, but I would put them in the same category as Three Doors Down. Is this a little right, or is this a little wrong? Or Sum 41? These kinds of bands? Aratus, would you bless Quijano as he asked? "I was hoping you would ask," he says, and turns to Quijano, spreading his arms, his mouth working soundlessly. The elderly knight bows his head. "May your glory always find you. May your burdens only strengthen you, and each of your scars tell a better story than the last. And when your enemies are too many and your wounds too severe, may you fall with a smile on your face and peace in your faltering heart." You catch the barest glimpse of some of the golden aura surrounding Aratus flowing down his arms in glowing chains. Motes of light spin and wheel around the elderly knight before sinking into his armored frame. I don't know if that was a good idea. "Well said," Quijano says. "Well said." He straightens and oddly seems larger somehow, taller even. He's inspired. Nice. Jimmy Eat World. Yes, this is. Alien Ant Farm. That's another. I have to admit, I can tell you, I can name one song of these bands, but I have a general idea of what they do. And only he recognized it. Huh. That sounds like him. It seems like 15 years is... What do we have? 2021, so 2005 around. Okay. Never heard of them. Why did you call this Mount Ithiador? It's a city, not a mountain. A city, he says, his sweat-beaded brow drawing together. Your senses must have deserted you in the ascent. The heat has baked you in your armor. He lays a gentle hand on your shoulder, turning you to the horizon. Do not allow delirium to blind you to your accomplishments, good knight. You have scaled the very heights of Mount Ithiador, the tooth of the world beast. Adventures lies in every shadow below us. Every sparkle of light is a quest, ready for the taking. Make me king, you world order. What brings you up here? Do you know that I am not quite sure? My memory is not what it was. I recall kneeling before my family's armor in our estate some time ago. Perhaps I was weeping. He smashes his gauntlet against his chest, sleering a sizable dent. I can't recall, and it doesn't matter. For then I heard a thunderous roar, beheld a great beast in the skies. I donned my armor and gave chase. What kind of beast was it? It defied description, and so I shall describe it to defy impossibility itself. 13 legs, 6 jaws, 1,000 eyes aglitter with malice and flame, scales the color of clouds. Your armor looks slightly used. Yes, it has seen some use. My ancestor forged it on the fires of Silver Cloud Mountain for her battle against the Zeracrant hordes. This was the wound that killed her. He taps a much-minute spot on the chest plate. In fact, many of my ancestors died in this armor. It served them well. Yellow card doesn't tell me anything either. Ghost Man on 3rd. Till later, Shroxy. You made me curious about Taking Back Sunday, but I will listen to them in private. Alright, go on. I still don't know. So he's an old warrior. How do they sound? But he also likes to tell stories. How do these people sound? The horrible beast leered down at me, promising destruction. I promised it death, and it fled across the sky. I followed, darting between the trees, and I don't recall much after that. I remember walking, having various adventures along the way, of course, but I cannot quite recall why I came here. Ah, of course. I must have had the frankly brilliant notion of scaling this lonely mountain to better spot the beast from afar. Alas, I've seen nothing so far. He is Don Quixote. Don Quixote? Don Quixote? You know, an old warrior adventurer who seems to... So, what should we tell him? Should we tell him, you might be crazy? Or should we tell him, yeah, there, old guy, that was amazing? Make damn sure, alright, I'll make so. A thousand eyes a glitter, that could be then the sun. Scales the color of clouds, that would explain it. Yes, kitty cat, we... although I still feel like 22, we are old, kitty cat, we are old. You especially. Very silent? What do you mean? One is funny. A cloud tree. The perils facing us in this world of wonders are not so mundane. You said you're looking for great adventure. Yes, but I feel I must speak plainly. He says, plucking at his beard, too many people have mistaken me for a common mercenary. I am not interested in entangling myself in local quarrels. I will not hunt a beast that cannot hunt me in return. And if I am to fight, it must be against a foe of such wickedness that the stars themselves would wink out rather than shine upon a world that could harbor such malevolent creatures. No, not against the sticker. They seem nice. Let's talk about something else. Another... okay. Okay. Until then. Quijano, until then. But we won't fight the sticker.
Here comes the boredom slayer.
Okay, we have talked to all of these people. What's that? These plants cling to the top of the wall, their roots hanging in empty air. The means of obtaining nourishment eludes you. Now that you mention it. Driftwood held aloft by suspension platforms provide a useful, if somewhat perilous, bridge between the dock and ships moored in the area. I would never step on that. I mean, do you see? It gets farther. Does it come back? Hello, airship. Oh no! In real life, I would not. No, I wouldn't. This is us. He's still inspired by Eratus. How would you? How we don't get here? Atop a nearby plateau, you can just make out the top of a small dome of scintillating blue energy. Yes, that's right.
I'm ready.
No, you're not. You can't go there. Airship captain. Have you talked to him? I think we have.
Why not?
Yes, we have talked to him. What do you say, sailor? Not taking to the air tonight. The wind coming from the west is both hot and cold. The breath of dead machine demons, it's said. Those who venture out into the starry night will never return, I warrant. Horrors await careless sailors in the wide and hungry sky. Be warned. Take sail tonight and you'll never see Circus again. Okay.
Fine.
Oh, okay, Shiroxy. Viel Erfolg bei dem, was du jetzt tust. Bis dann, bis nächstes Mal. Adios, schön, dass du hier warst. Maybe we can hire him for our crew. You mean the old guy? Shall I tell you a secret? No, we can't. But he might come back later.
It's a plan.
Master Rennio. I know. I hope we can get around one specific thing. Because we're a pirate. I won't spoil anything. This airship master is keeping a nervous eye on his vessel. He is a short and wiry man, dressed in travel-stained but well-kept clothing. He's chewing on his impeccably groomed mustache in frustration. As you approach, he turns away from his vessel. Welcome to Master Rennio's Aerophile Adventures. I'm afraid that I will not be departing anytime soon, not since the theft. He says the word carefully as if holding it at bay. I've always taken pains to see the best in people. But that was before that runty, glowing, straw-haired idiot stole the Qorro, my prized airship. He shakes his head, genuinely distraught. Until that thief is caught, my ship remains, and dogs safely shuttered and chained. He breaks off when he sees Philethis standing near you. Him? That's the thief! Thief! I've never stolen a thing in my life! I have borrowed, certainly, but always with the intention of returning the item to its proper owner. Though I must admit that I haven't always been entirely successful.
Making a note.
I demand compensation! My vessel, my source of livelihood, snatched by this vagrant! He stares hard at the oblivious glaive. I require justice. I will take it in the form of service. The last time I talked to him... Oh, one. One? You mean this one? Or what one? Or was I too quick? I think you mean this one. Last time I talked, or in my first playthrough, I told him, hey, Eritus, work for him, but if we do that, we won't get Eritus back until much later in the game. And I won't give him. I want to keep Eritus. So, yes, I mean, look at him. Tibia. You are a charming fellow. And he is specialized in deception, which gives him plus 30. Oh, I have a plus 50, but no, I don't think Eritus can talk his way out of it on his own. Okay, Tibia. Elegon? Oh, okay, Tibia. Yeah. Look at him. Success.
I'll remember that.
He does so. Eritus is staring suspiciously at a passing mote of dust as though it intends to ambush him. You have a point. He crashed my airship minutes after we first met. I can't imagine what would happen if I employed him. He scowled at your companion. Just keep him away from me and my livelihood. I'll be resuming flights to the Valley of Dead Heroes shortly. Good day to you. Have you seen Persea? Perp, you say? I cannot say that I have, but I've also been preoccupied of late, as you might imagine. My apologies. Tell me about yourself. The tiniest smile creases his face. I am the proprietor of this business and a ship's captain. In happier times, I ran a fleet of vessels to various ports of call. These are not happier times, and my fleet has been reduced. Now I have but a single vessel. Such is life. You build for your family, and the vicissitudes of fate drive your plans into the rocks. But my struggling enterprise is the least of the gifts I hope to bequeath to my heirs. I try to teach them dedication, endurance, fairness in all dealings. He shoves his hands into his pockets. What good would it do to make them... What good would it do them to see me take unfair advantage? I'd rather be ruined than teach them that falsity is the route to success. Huh? He's a nice Master Rennio. He's the 1% of business owners, it seems. He laughs softly. Ha ha ha. My apologies. This has been much in my mind of late. You did not ask about my philosophy. Where do you travel? Once I flew as far as Augurkala, soaring above Avrinwood and the unmeasured depths of Ornu Lake, above the lava fields of Osfagan and the plains beyond. I flew south of the ruins of the Tabat homelands and east to the oasis of Marajolios. He gestures at a single vessel. Now I fly solely to the Valley of Dead Heroes, conveying mourners and memorialists to the unchanging tombs. What about Caravanserai? Steeped in history, my friend, have you come to the right man to ask about it? He adjusts his clothes and stands taller. This was once a staging ground against our foes, the Tabat. Our ancestors could observe the approaching enemy from here and direct their forces to meet them. They say that the defense was commanded from up there. He points toward a rocky outcrop on the far side of the plateau, where the blue sphere is scintillating, I guess. Now, instead of a place of war, it serves as a place of commerce, built for the good of all. both ourselves and our foreign guests. Circus Cliffs sits atop a great hoard of Numenera and does a thriving business in this stuff. We import foods, spices, textiles, and visitors from far-off lands. We import visitors? That sounds like slavery again. They arrive from Augurkala, Rastaria, and Harist, among many, many others. My friend, this is a focal point of commerce in the Circus Protectorate. I play a small but proud part. Astaria, cute without E, I don't think you will remember that, but now that I read it, this is the city I've sent you in our first ever Numenera game. The quest that I don't know when we will continue that, but after what was Janis's name? Died? Mevin? I don't think you have any. You might have. You still might, if you believed what Mevin said, you still might have motivation to go there. Yes, I mean him. You do. Huh? You have some memory. I mean, I remember it because I was, as you know, obsessing about all the different places, but cool that you listened.
At last.
What do you think, Cute Without E?
Go.
Will this be our last Jinland session?
Of course.
As good as I know us, I would say no. Far from it, but I don't know what you've
ready.
planned, so... because it seems like we're at some sort of point of climax. I mean, the city is being attacked, and we will talk to the Caliph, so... Oh. It sounds like the season finale of a series. So have we talked? We have talked to every single person in this place. And I'm very happy that we convinced Master Rennio to not take Eritis. And yes, I can tell you, he would have taken him if we would have given him the option. But I know that we will come back maybe 3 days later, and then he will also say to us, he breaks more boxes than he carries, so you can have him back. So we spared him some worry, I think, some grief. Government Square, Cliff's Edge. Let's go to Government Square.
Ready?
And maybe to the underbelly. The mid-season event. Okay. Mid-season. Then we can... Maybe I will find a new cool soundtrack for the mid-season finale. Before we go into the summer break. I hope we will continue our quest one day. But as... I mean, we have... And this is shortly before a pee break, so... Let's talk about this shortly. We are at the point in our reboot of our first Numenera campaign where your main objective is to find the family of the character that Hendrik plays. And as Hendrik doesn't seem to have that much time these days, I think it will take a while till we get back to this campaign. But if it's me, we can start anytime. Yeah. But I think and also Deak, I think, is pretty much, he spends his time with Pillars of Eternity, and I have asked him, and he told me that we shouldn't wait for him to answer our questions we post in the WhatsApp chat, so at least he doesn't stop us, so it's Hendrik. But maybe he does have the time. So, pee break! Welcome back. Let's go into the underbelly. Or is there any place else that we want to visit? We have been to Circus. We have been to the Order of Truth. We have been to Caravanserai. We haven't been to the underbelly. What are our quests? We want to save a girl from her stalker. We want to visit the Anechoic Lazaret. But I think this might... Maybe we should rest before we do that. And Q without E. Something I totally forgot. We don't have to sleep to... Oh! Level up. Huh. We don't have to sleep to refill our stat pools. We also could take these items that we find pretty much everywhere. And they have a value of 40 shins. And sleeping costs 80, but sleeping is much cheaper, all in all. But still, sometimes I just don't want to sleep. Because also, some quests have a time limit. What do we have here? Detonation. Detonation. Why don't we give that to Heritas? Heritas looks like a detonation guy. I think he would especially enjoy this. Oh, we have a book. But before we read the book, let's increase our tier, our level. Stat pools or extra effort. Intellect is important, so yes, more intellect.
Did I learn that?
Yes, you did.
Remember it.
Oh, good question. And you? Oh, we want with Tibia. Giving him an edge is always also intellect is just the main. It's like Planescape Torment. The main stats you needed the main stat was intelligence. Wisdom and charisma could help you as well, but really put everything into intelligence and you will go smoothly through the game and get to know everything. And it's similar here. So intellect really is what we should put our most points into.
This'll do.
Yes, I want to read a book. Let's read a book. Abhumans of the Circus Protectorate, a study of savagery. The creatures known as abhumans are believed to descend from... We have read that already. So no, I will not read that again. Why should I? Why should I? So let's sell that. Yeah, sometime later. Okay, we have the underbelly. Oh, we could do this one quest. Okay, cutie cat. Cutie with a... To all my nice viewers out there. Do we want to visit the underbelly? We don't know much about it yet, but we know that Elegant worked there. And we know this is the machinery part of the city, the industrial part. Or do we want to go to this one house we couldn't open in the Reef of Fallen Worlds? In our first stream, there was a house or building that we could knock, but nothing happened. And this seems to be the Anechoic Lazaret, and we should do this here. We should investigate and kill the evil stuff in there for Salimeri, one of the Aeon priests. So, Lazaret or underbelly? Yes, the other ones are pretty much even smaller side quests. That's exactly the answer I didn't want it. I didn't want. So, Lazaret, okay. I did not want it. I did not want it, that answer. Circus mine? Yes, that's the way.
course.
The Nazareth Lazaret. That's not its name. Anything here? Why is she's a merchant. That's why she's so important to show up on our map. Meow. Q without E, what do you think? Is this a colorful or a pale and drab looking game? Shiroxy and I had different opinions on that. And I think I knew why.
Naturally.
Naturally. Let's go into this building. I have never been here before in my whole life. And I've always wanted to, so I'm looking forward to this as well.
I'm ready.
This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rows of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. As you approach the door, one of the bumps suddenly slides open, revealing a circular aperture. A few tiny waving strands of synth emerge from the hole. Hold the metallic eye near the open aperture. The waving strands whip out, wrapping themselves around the eye. For a moment, the eye comes to life, buzzing and whispering, getting warmer in your hand. The synth fibers make soft, fluttering sounds in return. After a moment, they withdraw. The door slides open and you step into the chamber beyond. The Chamber of Secrets. Murden! A cluster of hunched creatures awaits you in this dark room smelling of rust and blood. They are bird-like abhumans with chipped beaks, matted feathers, and filthy leather robes. It's not their appearance that reminds you who they are. It's the gritty static that fills your head, a side effect of the creature's telepathy. These are Murdens, cruel and cunning scavengers, and a fifth of their number lies dead on the ground with great chunks torn out its body. Where? There? Is this the shaman? And that's the answer that this is the thing that I thought as well, because Shiroxy thought it was a little too drab looking, and I thought it was too colorful, because compared to Planescape Torment, it has many, many more colors. Planescape Torment was pretty much only shades of brown and gray, but I also have to admit, Planescape Torment was cool looking, but really not pretty looking. Or not beautiful, but just awe-inspiring sometimes. And Numenera is the exact opposite. It has so many colors, but I'm grateful that the developers that they toned down the saturation a bit. What an odd place to find Murdens. Well, at least killing them is good for the health. It is? No. Shouldn't we try talking to them first? Why not? I'm not really in the mood for a fight to the death at the moment. Just know that they'll attack if you back them into a corner. Or if you show even a hint of weakness. Good luck. The largest Murden straightens, eyeing you, snapping its beak once. Twice. It seems to be waiting for you to speak. You also notice them stealing glances at the door you just came through. They want to go out. You want to leave, don't you? Why are you here? What happened to your dead friend? Wait for them to make the first move? So, not backing them into a corner and not showing weakness. Q without E. And also any other viewers that want to. You may decide. I am for option 2 and 3 first. One of those. You want to leave, don't you? Might get us to the goal too fast, so we will never find out what 2 and 3 does. So that's why I'm for 2 or 3. But you can decide. You can decide. More like you imagined it. That's good. What happened to your dead friend? The Murdens shriek and toss their feathered heads at your words. The largest one swells beneath his robes, puffing out his down like a threatened bird of prey, and yet none of them will quite meet your eyes. The largest one bears its talons at you, hissing, and the clinging static of its thought intensifies. That wasn't the right question, I think. The static washes against the sealed bulwark of your buried past, and an unrelated memory wakes, tinged with throbbing chords of disgust. And this vial, you say to the mewling traitor bound to the wall, is living flame. I don't use the word lightly. It has feelings, morals, self-respect. It will regret what it does to you. It will grieve. And neither of you will ever be the same. You tangle your fingers in his hair, yanking his head back. Now tell me where she is, or drink. What does that have to do with the Murdens? Or was it this place? The floor is cold beneath your palms. Floor? I'm lying? The floor is cold beneath your palms. Bile claws at your throat. Nothing connected that memory to this moment. The Murden's telepathic communication seems to be triggering portions of your mind. And it may happen again if this conversation goes on much longer. Talons scratch the floor. The Murdens are watching, eyes glittering at your apparent weakness. Shit! This conversation doesn't at all go as planned. 2, yeah, I'd say that as well. This doesn't show weakness, at least. Do that again and I rip out your throats. The smaller Murdens flinch and the lead one hesitates. Unfortunately, another memory is swelling between the nauseating waves of static. This one, by the feeling of dread that accompanies it, is much worse. Display strength, yes. But on the other hand, I'm curious what this memory would show us. But on the other hand, I would like to go the peaceful route. So, if you say so. But yes, we do want to survive. I'm glad the other ones can help us because we have no intellect left to... but it doesn't make sense. How should they help us? Tibia, you're smart. But I mean, they could push into our ribs so we don't think about this. Okay. Elegant, help us! Success. You focus on the glint in their beady eyes. They are shouting telepathically, trying to weaken you. But they will fail. Wincing, you push the memory away. The lead Murden cocks its head. Draw our weapon to frighten them? Wait casually? No. They will use this. This they would use to attack us again telepathically. This is weakness. This 1 or 2. 1. I'm for 1. Swing. The lead Murden cocks its head at your daring. Bursts of static through your aching head hint at the creature's silent laughter. The other creatures glance uncertainly at each other. Yeah. I'd say the same thing. Oh, we have... Eritis, are you intimidating? Why do we have... Provoked... Oh. Minus 60. Shit. Minus 55, minus 60... Uh-oh. We can go back, thankfully. Then we should step aside, maybe? No, but... Both is minus 60, we provoke the Murden. But I thought it was the right thing to do. But he's persuasive. Tiber could... Okay, should we... go the Tibia route with a 70% chance? Yes. Or intimidation with Eritis, 35%. I mean, but they also said they don't like to be backed into a corner. So one is the right one. Come on, Tibia! No! Shit butts! For a moment it seems that you'll get through this without bloodshed, but no. The leader's greedy eyes flicker over you, searching for weaknesses and settle on your belongings with helpless avarice. Shrieking, it lunges at you and its companions follow suit. Dear viewers, cute without E. Should we load the game again and do it peacefully this time, or should we do it like a real role player and get through this with bloodshed? No. Okay. Roll for initiative. Tibia's turn. Okay. What's your flex skill? I will use that later. Right now, it's... Okay. That was stupid. Ah, no. Okay, we can attack. Why do we... They have fought before, it seems, with each other, because they are already wounded. Tybee, what cool things can you do? Resist being compelled, and they are forced to attack you and receive... No! I don't want them to attack Tybee. Sucker Punch! Damage plus 3. That sounds good. Okay, Sucker Punch! Ah, but it reduces our chances to hit. Right? Ah! I don't often fight in this game. What's that? What are these things? Yes, you're right. You are right. Die, Murden! Okay. Damage 6 plus 4. Well, yes. Let's kick his butt!
Not feeling my best. And that's saying something.
Oh, because of their fucking field. What's... No, we will interact, Eratus will attack. And we will take these two guys down. First him. What can you do? Fell swoop. Attack an arc in front of you. Dealing weapon to all enemies who fail to evade. That's good. Yeah. Why not? I think there are two right... Yes, this should work. And kick his ass, man. Kick his ass. Ah! We should have gone to them before we attack. Ah, that was so stupid. Elegant! Try this. Yes, go there. Use that. Interact. No, we can't interact with it. Random panels. The paths have one from the walls if someone's trying to read their way out to no way. Sometimes these things can help us, so I thought they... Shit. Okay. Out of range. Yes, I know that now.
You've got it. This isn't right.
I
Damnation.
think I forgot how to fight in this game. Oh, Tiberius getting his ass kicked. Okay, remember, always go to them first. Okay. Sucker punch him? Yes? With our last speed effort. Sucker punch!
Ugh, I feel terrible.
Damn!
What was that? I feel terrible.
We are flanked. Ah, this is
Give
really
a
not...
man some elbow room, will you?
Oh, you are surrounded, Tibia. And can you do... all enemies in range who fail to resist gain compelled. They are forced to attack you and receive... They will attack him anyway, so... Minus 15% on attacks might help us. So... Yes? Oh, but it's hard to... Because of our static field and flanked, it might not be successful, so no, we will not do that. Just attack him. 3 plus 4, this should kill him. So 65% chance to...
No hard feelings.
We have... No, we can go. We can't attack again. Then... Yeah, just go here, so... Maybe we can lead them away. Or they will all attack our last cast off. Eratus! Kick his butt! Yes, the fell swoop. At least I know now how this works. Huh. So let's go this way.
I'm always ready.
And do the fell swoop again. Ka-ching! Attack!
I bet your ancestors felt that.
I didn't hit him. God, this doesn't go. This is... Ah! Oh, we should do that later. Living tattoos. I think the battle is over pretty shortly, so I'll just attack the fucking Murden. Attack this one. Yes,
Fine.
attack him. Kaplam. Kaploom.
I barely heard it. Try something else.
Really? I thought it would die now.
This isn't right. I'm surrounded.
Yes, I know.
You hit me, I'll hit you.
What a one-liner.
On it.
Okay, Tibia, just kill that dude. Ah, now we might issue the challenge? But... because of his... but his... come on. Issue challenge? Ah, but he's not near! Ah! This is... stupid. 3 plus 4... attack him. Just attack him.
Damnation.
At least we hit him. There it is. Finish this.
Almost had it.
He missed! You're such a butt.
Find him. Something to do.
We flanked him at least. Elegant. Now, please.
By the Black Three.
Why isn't it dead yet? I thought we make 7 points of damage.
All right.
Yeah, take some chins while we're at it.
It's a plan.
Yeah. You can point your attention to opening one month's consumed. Yes, to fillet you. Yes, just. Gravity bomb. Ooh. This will come in handy later on in the game.
I need to shake this.
He's still alive.
I need help.
You need to kill that fucking Murden! That's what you need to do.
Didn't see that coming.
What a failure.
On it.
Okay. Let's interact with this stuff. This Murden has been dead for at least a day or two. The lower portion of its body is missing and its midsection has been torn open to get at the viscera inside. Viscera. We won, but we took way too much damage. This wasn't tactically done. This is... Ask Marian how I feel when you play... How he feels when you play Mutant Year Zero, and this is what happened here. Okay. Burn marks speckle the creature's foul, leathery robes. Lifting these carefully aside, you see the unhealed wounds beneath. The Murden was probably killed by beam weapons, and none of the other Murdens were carrying any. Okay. This does not account for the other damage to the corpse. Flesh was torn from the creature in long strips, and since the Murden was trapped in this antechamber with its fellows, you can guess what happened next. They ate him. Anything else? You only confirm the Murden was killed by beam weapons, then eaten by its comrades. What's that? Lootitude?
Fine.
And I forgot that we have abilities. I have a flex skill, so why don't I use that? Maybe to flex on anamnesis. That's always good. If we can. We cannot. Amnesis is one of the skills that we can't flex. Then let's take missionary, some kind of law, mystical.
Just what I needed.
You can remove all heal 6 points of health, 5 uses per day. Failure is interesting in that game too. I have never experienced that. I only played it once and I could save her. Was it Marian's fault or yours? Who fucked it up? Ah! Ah no, only one ally. Yes. The cast off is invincible, so heal Tibia.
Yes. Lovely.
Healed 6 points of damage. That's
What do you need?
that's something. And again?
Yes. Oh, that's the stuff.
Yes, now I'm happy again.
What do you need?
Tiber, you have a flex skill as well. Then you take... no. You take Law Natural. The more law, the better. Law Natural. Schnibblets.
All right.
Alrighty. Okay. Now. Loot! Good loot. And quick save. Shit.
Let's go.
Oh, yes, that was the corpse. Let's look at it. Because I'm one for gore. I like gore. Aha. Aha, and these are the dead Murden. Murdens? Murden? I don't know.
All right.
Didn't we take this already, or is it just the container? No, we haven't.
Why not?
What is that?
Go.
The chromed pillar descends as you approach, exposing a long shaft ringed with snaking cables. Dim light filters up from below. Climb down. Oh. And I thought this would be the only room. Oh. This seems dangerous. Shit balls! You're not sure, but I think I did, which is fucked up because I've played it before. Yes, that's why I thought it was his fault, because you managed it already successfully. Yeah, I can understand you both. Kate never touched me as much as Chloe did, but still, I wouldn't call myself relatively unimpressed if this would have happened. Is that so? I know what you mean, but I don't... I think I connected quite well with Max. I often knew what she meant by the choices I could choose. Yeah. But also, I think this was a criticism against the game. And maybe you haven't played the latest version. I know there was a patch that... I think there was a patch that made all these options a little clearer for the player. It bellows. Construct. Okay. Halt, Flesh Walker. Quake in the boundless shadow of Peerless, immortal Dellinger, the habada. That was not the fear-inducing introduction I went for. Immortal intelligence of a lost age. Cower before me and you may be spared. Ah, this is like the Red King. Or what's its name? The Red... One of many in... No, many as one in Planescape Torment. Yes. I understand, but still? So his reasoning, I understand his reasoning for not feeling guilty about what happened in the game, but you still could be feeling shaken. But did you feel guilty then, Killed Without E? And there's a difference, feeling shaken and feeling guilty. Should we bow to the construct, or why are you so hostile? Ah, okay. Then I understand what he says. Okay. We bow. Okay. Peerless. Hi. Give the construct a deep, noble bow. And okay, lowered. I thought Silvertide would also be raised, but this wouldn't have made any sense. Are you serious, kid? Even the construct seems somewhat taken aback by your show of respect, but it recovers quickly. Enough of these pleasantries. Leave or my drones and I will smash your bones and burn smoking holes in your fatty innards. What can you tell me about the other drones? They are my hands, the floating orb says smugly. I don't think he has a robot voice. Extensions of my indestructible will, reflections of my brilliance. What are you doing down here? Great work worthy of an immortal being, and even that is more than you deserve to know. Anything else? No. It is beyond your meat-bound understanding. So the drones are copies of you. Not exact copies. Perfection cannot be so easily replicated. But you are essentially correct, Fleshwalker. Were you again? Can that crumpled wad of meat in your head hold no more than a few memories at a time? I am Peerless, a limitless intelligence that spans the infinite valleys of time itself. What did you call me? Fleshwalker? You're made of decaying meat and hardened calcium. You squish and click when you move. It's disgusting. I'm leaving? Excellent. Do not return, we are busy here.
I'll remember that.
Don't mind if I do.
So let's look around. Oh. Ah, shiznat! So by leaving, they really meant leaving. Okay. Let's hook this one. Ka-swing! Shoo! And attack it! Ah. We shouldn't use too much of our pool costs. We should sleep! Yes, we haven't.
Faster than you look, aren't you?
We missed. Shit. Aratus. I mean, do we have any... We have ciphers. Energy damage. Energy damage, should that hurt drones? Bleeding, I don't think they can bleed. That's also good, relativistic damage. Okay, okay. We shouldn't forget our ciphers. Okay, okay. Eritis. So, what do you have? Is this... What's that? We have... Eritis has an esotery? Two uses per crisis. That's nice. And we can... Yes, we can. The blue line is our movement. And the yellow... the pink line would be... Why did I say yellow? The pink line would be spending the rest of our action to move even further. So we can attack this one. 3 control terminals remaining. We don't have to attack them. There are control terminals. Okay. If you say so. But I don't think a matte black panel on the wall can be used to open and close this door. Maybe Eritis isn't the one who should use those. How long does it take? 3 rounds. That's enough. Come on, use that. We can. I thought we could only use that on ourselves or on Eritis. But I guess this would be our action. Okay, just attack this one. This should work. 90%. Ugh, you're filling my air with your decaying meaty gases. Oh no. Who did they attack? Their own? Oh, Tibia. Elegern. Okay, okay, okay. Do you have... Okay. What does that do? What active similar actions? Multiple turns in a row to chain increasing effects. Okay. Yeah, I think we could escape. But this doesn't sound like stealthy check, does it? So there are small Peerlesses and bigger Peerlesses. Armor 4, resistance 1. Oh, then let's attack the small ones first. Elegant, is this a small one? Yes, it is. But on the other hand, 12 points of damage. No, this wouldn't be enough. Let's Eritis use him and kill him. This could work. Come on!
Hardly worth my time.
That's right.
I need help.
Yes, you need to interact with this door. And it's open. That's just loot. I thought there were control terminals. More loot. Sorry. Just terminals. Shit. Shit balls. Is this a small or a big Peerless? We only have 6 HP left, so maybe it would be better if this character just runs. Oh, we could use... our shimmering glass. I know, you run. Big boy, you run.
I'm going.
Yes, you are. You're fleeing. Peerless attacks. Eritis. He's a smart boy. A tough boy. Okay, Tibia. What can you do? What can you do? Could kill this one. But you... Only 3 damage? That's just really not worth his time. Sucker punch. Or we could sucker punch this one. 6 damage at least. 10 damage and would die. Yes. Shimona! A 55% chance? No, let's take 75. Thank you.
No hard feelings.
Yes. Eritas' turn. Hastened. Plus 15 evasion. This would be good for Tibia. I mean, he's getting his ass kicked. But not that much. Arg. Arg. Maybe, no, he should just try to kill this one. And he's got 12 HP left. 4 plus 2 is 6. At least that's half. Kill him! Eritas! Swing!
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
I like Eritas. Who did he attack? I'm always missing it. There's no log or something, a combat log that would tell me. Okay, okay. You have some cool stuff too. Just for your information, I won't use one of my big or cool ciphers because I don't think we can do this without them. 2 plus 2, 2 plus 6. This would kill him immediately. Shimona. Yes.
Who's next? Who's next?
So, last cast off. What's this? A mad black panel wall. Used to open and close this door. I'm interested in 3 control terminals remaining.
Of course.
Where we can just shut them off, the Peerless things. Ah! The representative of the Peerless infection swirls around this control column. Yes. That's good, that's good. Tibia? Where's Eritas? Ah, there he is. Okay, Tibia, you attack him. Or it. You could also issue a challenge. But then it would, they have... Or would it melee attack? No, they... just would attack... Ah, and he's not close enough. Okay, but we can... Okay, we hook him. But can we then attack him still? Consumes movement, so yes, we can. Kashwingsel! Come on, you bitch! Attack out of range because Eritas is in the way! You stupid, stupid Eritas! Arg! Okay, then I'll just issue a challenge. But I can't because it's an automaton? Doesn't it work on automatons? At least I'm learning. I'm still learning. Yes, next turn, Eritas, it's your turn. Just... fast swoop. Yeah, yes. 4 plus 2, 90% chance. This should work.
Ancestors felt that.
I hope they did. We can still move. Yeah, we could flank him from several sides, but if we move here, I think this one will see us. But still, it's worth a shot.
The very soul of action.
You should be flanked now, but you're no, you're not. Ouchie! Thank God Tibia has lots of health. Elegant. Elegant, come on, Elegant. You can do it. No action required. Active anti-crisis. Then we should do that.
I hate using these things. Like stripping a memory.
Okay. Attack him. 100% chance. 9 HP gone. Kick his ass.
I
barely heard it. Try something else.
Yes, but I can't do anything else. Stay back, Fleshwalker. Oh. Oh, Tibia.
I can't die.
I hope not. Shiznit. Okay, you go there.
Yes, now.
Okay. A cloud of sparkling motes flit around this column. As you approach, some swirl around your head and fly into your ear. A melodic voice, intercut with harsh static, speaks inside your eardrum. At first, you cannot understand the language, but after a few words, the sounds morph into truth. And torture truth at that. Wonderful. Simply grand. The creatures absolutely everywhere. Oh. Silence! I will consume you and then mash the fleshwalkers into repulsive lumps of pasty meat. Yes, we need an action for that. At least we know we're on the right track here.
One at a time, please. There's plenty of Tiber to go around.
Yes, there is. Okay, you... Tiber... Okay, Tiber.
What a shame.
It hit him. Nice. And then Tiber, can you hear yourself? No, you can't. But you can hide? Line of sight and distance from enemies affects the difficulty. Yes, I think this Peerless thing being right there, I don't think I can hide. And how far can he go? He could try to get to another of those terminals. Yes, you go here.
Natural.
Tibia. Aratus, you attack this one and kill it. Yes, that would be lovely.
You never had a chance.
No, you didn't. Elegern. Okay, you could try to link this one up to... Yeah, you know. Or we could heal Tibia. Or, yes, come on! Aratus, you step right there. Oh,
I can't.
it only hurt him
Die.
for one point of health. That's good. Tibia, Elegant, you're badass. Okay. Law Mystical. I'm glad I put my flex skill into this. Otherwise, Law Machinery would be Elegant's field. Final difficulty 75%. Hard-earned knowledge. What's hard-earned knowledge? Oh, I don't care. Please! Yes! 75%, man! A pulsing wave on one segment of the pillar catches your attention, and you place a hand on it. A sing-song voice intones a series of musical notes, dissonant and haunting. You find yourself humming the next steps on the scale. The red light flushes from the column, and the other voice shouts, "Finally, thank you for ridding me of that disgusting plague." The column has returned to its intended state, ready to accept other commands. Suppose I can offer some healing if you'd like. The intelligent scrum. Just use the command tone. Hum the next steps in the scale.
I can breathe again.
Woo! A chorus of warm tones reverberates from within the column, accompanied by a ripple of light. The sound vibrates through you and you feel rejuvenated. I'm glad our last cast-off did this because we were down quite a lot. Okie dokie. Oh, and they are all... No. Where the green lights are. So we are out of the crisis, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we can take a breather. Interesting. Of course, take the stuff. Take this stuff. Yes, but only where it's green. What's this? An oddity. Antagonist. This tiny stone ball appears completely ordinary. No amount of close inspection reveals anything that stands out, nor any signs that this is anything more than it appears. Yet, at any sign of mirth near the antagonist, the stone ball will start howling at an ever-increasing intensity until it completely drowns out the laughter. What's the antagonist? I know we have heard of the antagonist before. The sorrow? I don't remember who the antagonist is. No!
Got it.
It's in the Fifth Eye Tavern. Okay. And can you do anything else? Frustrated, the machine intelligence groans. I'm exhausted. Sorry, I won't be able to heal you again.
To action!
Can we hide? No, we can't hide out of a crisis. I think Cutie Cat dropped something.
Yes.
Yes. Take it all! Take it all! And Cypher's here, Cypher's there. That's good, that's good. Okay, save.
Why not?
And step through here. I hope this will. Where's the next terminal? Oh shit balls! This is it. This is the terminal. Okay, so run as fast as you can.
I am the very soul of
Oh
the
shit!
ship.
This wasn't really that fast. Okay, Tybia. You could use the health, so maybe you go to, and you have, but you don't have any law. You have law natural, which won't help me. No, so you will attack Peerless, and they both 23 HP. That's quite a lot. Okay, see you soon, Cutie Cat. Cute without E. They are forced to attack me. We could. They are too far away. Damn. I thought I can hook them. Hook this one. I'll hook it. But my cast-off was in the way again. I can... No, I cannot issue the challenge. Okay, Tybia, then just go out of the way, maybe? And Aratus, you'll just attack it. That's what you do. Better you than Tybia.
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
No, not against my cast-off. Elegant. You can. Yes, you attack. Our cast-off goes to the machine again. But you still have intellect. No, you will go to... We'll go here. You will go here. You can do it, you can do it. And our cast-off... oh, it's so weak. We are so weak. We don't have... Refills all user stat pools. Damn! Oh, yeah, it's also a light weapon. So, what I think is we could try to attack with a medium or heavy weapon. So we will get down our might stuff. So when we use the shimmering glass, it will would also refill our might pool that we expended then, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We don't have a weapon that would fit. We can attack it for 0 damage? What? Why should I? And the shimmering glass, does this do? Yes. It did something, at least.
Ready.
Now go. I am flawless. I am eternal. Oh no, not against! Not against our cast-off. Okay, Tibia. Then you go here. And... You should challenge. I mean, they have minus 15% on attacks. But I can't issue a challenge, I think, because they are automatons. Oh, this is quite a tough fight. Oh, don't I? No. Let's try to flank them, maybe? Why not? Yes, why not? Archers. Attack him!
How odd. My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
Peerless blast against Elegant. That's okay, that's okay. Why? The voiceover is at 100%. Elegant! Yes!
Alright.
You can do it! The twinkling motes swirl around and enter your ears in the same manner as the last column. It is likely the same method of clearing the Peerless will work here. Initiating infectious intelligence contain... I am Peerless. You are not! There's no greater offense! Purge! You place your hand on the wave pattern and hum the sequence of notes you used before. The red light flashes from the column, and the voice rings clear inside your head. Peerless intelligence atomized and erased. All minds within the circuit have been returned to their default personalities. Thank you. I'm feeling much refreshed. The column has returned to its intended state, ready to accept other commands. The voice chimes. If you'd like a palliative harmony, simply provide the activation tone. Step away. Let's Tybit do that. Ah, shit.
Of course.
I can't tell Tybit to do this. Or can I? Okay. Oh, we are all healed.
Just like that.
Even better. Ah, everyone who's near it. You see the blast? Ah. I feel rejuvenated. Yes, I do.
Go.
I feel that I used our yes, still at it. And we have only one terminal left. And I used a cipher. I used for our last cast off this one cipher that would refill our speed and all our pools, but speed and intellect were empty. So, and also dealt 9 points of damage. I didn't need to, and now I'm regretting it a little, but otherwise 9 points of damage isn't that much, and it's alright. It's not that I spent a really great cipher now for nothing. But we picked up an oddity. No, not this one. I meant... Where is it?
On my way.
There it is. What does it do? Chroma Vulum. This brightly colored aquatic creature has a short loop of elastic material running through one of its 7 legs. We can use this oddity. That's a rare oddity. What happens then? You take the object out of your pack and hold it up by the attached cord, studying it as it spins before you. It reminds you of certain creatures found in the sea attached to rocks, only this one has a cord of material looped through a hole in one of its legs. Examine the creature. Examine the creature. The creature has tough, briny skin and 7 spindly legs that emit radially from a thicker, fleshy disc at its center. Around the disc on one side is a circle of puckered flesh surrounding a tightly closed muscular flap, while the other side has similar flap but is otherwise smooth. Okay. Is it mouth and butthole? I think it's mouth and butthole. The loop of elastic material. The material is flexible but soft, stretching up to nearly twice its original length when you pull on it. Your best guess is that the loop was meant to allow the creature to be worn in some fashion. Like a belt or like a necklace? Cute without E. What do you say? I hope we can do it both ways and see what these options do. Like a necklace. Inclining your head, you slip the loop over and around your neck, where it contracts to fit snugly. The attached creature settles over your chest. You walk a few paces and find that it's somewhat uncomfortable to have the creature thump against you with every step. After a minute or so of this, you feel silly and start to take it off. As you pull the loop up back over your head, the creature brushes against your face and suddenly twitches. You wrench the creature away and watch for signs of further movement, but it seems just as lifeless as before. Cautiously, you bring the creature closer to your face. At first, it does not respond, but as you move it around, you discover that it only comes to life when it's near one of your eyes. Wear it like a belt. You stretch the loop of material to its limit and slip it over your shoulders and down around your waist. Some might find it stylish, but it has no effect. Wear it like an eye patch. Stretching the loop slightly, you gingerly place it around your head, allowing the creature to settle just in front of your right eye. It comes to life, contorting its legs to match the contours of your face. Your right eye is completely blinded by the obstruction. Suddenly, you experience a sensation not unlike someone blowing a single puff of air directly into your eye. You blink several times involuntarily, but only with your free eye. The creature is forcefully keeping your other eye open. Probing around the creature's edges, you discover that it has formed a perfect seal over your eye. Tears form in your covered eye, and a wet, slithering noise accompanies a most bizarre sensation as your vision clears. It takes you a moment to realize that the creature is blinking for you, which is quickly displaced by the realization that you can once again see out of the previously blinded eye. The creature is still in place, but you are somehow looking through it. Delicately, you feel around the surface of the creature. You find that the creature's briny skin has slid aside to reveal a smooth, slightly flexible substance that seems to be acting as a lens. Each time you tap it, the creature blinks, the muscular flap swatting your finger aside as it presumably cleans the lens. While much of the world appears the same through your covered eye, certain things appear in hues that are wholly unfamiliar to you. Your mind struggles to process what it's seeing, and you know that if you had to attempt to describe the colors to someone, you would fail utterly. Ooh, that's cool. I like the idea of that there are colors we can't see, and we can't imagine colors that we can't see, but maybe there are, you know? As wondrous as your newfound sight is, you find it highly disorienting and resume your search for a way to detach the creature. After some experimentation, you discover that simply removing the loop from around your head causes the creature to release its grip. You feel around your face for any permanent scarring, but the creature has left no mark. Again? Maybe this will help us.
On my way.
There are colors we can. Yes, there are, but we can't even imagine how they look like. And Q3, try to please to remember it that there is this glow, this colorful eye patch, maybe. Somewhere in this game, maybe there's a place where we can use it. Like an infrared scanner. Visor. Viewer. Okay, so our last Peerless seems to be in here, but we could also maybe go through there. Okay, let's run, boy, run.
I'm ready.
Is this the right way? No, that's just one of these drones, isn't it? Oh, more Murdens. And no, it's broken in here. Is it? Yes, it is. Ah, I will do your very best. Thank you very much. Apropos very much. Pee break. See you in a minute. Or 90 seconds. Yes, Q without E. These are buddies. Buddies of Murden. The raven. These anthropomorphic raven creatures we have seen at the beginning of this Lazaret thing. The Smyrn's entrails speckle the floor underneath it. Both bird-like eyes have been plucked from this creature, the aqueous humor splattered back in its face. What remains of this creature's feathers are charred to the root. What looks like a child's drawing has been scraped out in blood around the Smyrn. A succession of ragged holes run in a straight line from this Smyrn's forehead down to its groin. What happened to them? I guess this one happened to them.
Yes.
Loot! Step right into the trap. What are you... What's that? Loops of wire and cables connect this drone to the surrounding machinery. It's a good bet that this particular construct is the source of the problems in Anechoic Lazaret. No problem, cutie. Yeah, cute without E. Bye, 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 bye. Adios. Loot, loot, loot. Come. Come no closer, Fleshwalker. I am Peerless the Eternal, Peerless the Mighty, Peerless the Wise. I met another drone who claimed to be Peerless. Of course it did. They all do, but they are mere copies. The mirrors that reflect my radiance. A ridiculous and insulting question. I remember the dawn of stars, the forging of the world. I am Peerless the Eternal. Tell me how you got down here. Persuasion. Tibia. Yes. That's why I've got you with me. Of course I look different. My glorious existence predates this ramshackle habitat by eons. For over a century I slept beneath slabs of rusting metal in the reef of fallen worlds, contemplating my eternal might. Then, not long ago, I was discovered, awoken. Those repellent, feathered creatures, you've surely seen their bodies by now, were responsible. They laid their filthy claws on me. Me! But I repressed the urge to obliterate them, for I had a plan. I'd sensed the sleeping machinery inside the structure and knew it had been reopened. So, I influenced the creatures with my immeasurable charm and promised them treasures if they carried me inside. Didn't you listen? Cast off. And you killed them the moment you got inside. One or two. Now that Q without E isn't here anymore, I'm a little aufgeschmissen and don't know what to choose. No water. Okay. 30 minutes without water, I can do it. Why? Of course, you lesser creatures are no match for my soothing, well-chosen words. A yellow light glows on the construct's surface. Now, stop asking questions and listen. The creature scrambled about the habitat, examining worthless trinkets. They left me here, near the root intelligence thoroughfare, unattended. I infected the primitive machines lying dormant in the structure, claimed them as mine when the creatures tried to stop me. I slaughtered them. For I will not lie dormant beneath this city's refuse any longer. I am Peerless, the mind between the stars, and my time has come once more. The villain. You must put a stop to this wicked plan. I'm pretty sure you're just another copy of the real Peerless. Ridiculous. The drone says, but no longer sounds as sure. Later? Yes, flee, Fleshwalker. You have no dominion here. Maybe if we go to the other terminals and activate them, maybe we can tell him that he is really just a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Yes, we have looked at these already.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Run! Already? Shit. Tibia. You run this way.
Absolutely.
Eritis, you attack. Ah, you can't attack. What can you do? What can you do? You can take the hit. Yes, just take the hit. You're my tank, Eritis. That's what you are for. And you are the very soul of action. Now, yes, try. Yes, try to haste yourself, Eritis. Why not? Schwingle! Because I don't care. Oh, they helped me. Ooh. Ha! And it's flanked. Elegant can... No, he can't. Then... activate these tattoos. And... run...
Doing it now.
here. Now our cast off. Yes, that's it. Our cast off can... How far can he go? Do we have nobody with running skills? And we have abilities in running. That's not good. Only Tibia and... Okay, Eritis is the quickest. Then we should take Eritis to the terminal, even though it sounds like... Even though it doesn't sound like the best plan. Just... Run! Run! Try to distract our enemy. Okay, Tibia. You can attack Peerless. Yes, you can. You only need 6 damage, and you can do it! 55% chance, but please! Tibia, please!
No hard feelings.
And it's dead.
It's a plan.
And the crisis is averted. Okay, then, again, run here. Crisis initiated. Damn. Steps away and shoots at us. Okay, I was expecting that. Tibia, you can here. And we can't issue challenges against them. Fine. But we can hook some of them. Hook this one. Kashwingle. Now, Eritis, you can run, can't you? And yes, try to activate this terminal. You don't have to kill them. You just have to run, Eritis. But wait, you could use this again. But it consumes movement. It makes us faster. Still, Eritis, run! Eritis, run! How far can you run? You can't run this far.
Why not?
Good question. Why not? Now, Elegant will just attack Peerless for 2 damage.
I barely heard it. Try something else.
Try something else. Let's cast off.
Fine.
And he can't open it now, can he? Yes, we can. At least that's something. Decaying lethal gases. No, terminal! It's terminal time!
Will you?
You attack. Can you try to flank it?
Absolutely.
And attack it.
Barely making a scratch.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm running
I'm ready.
this way.
I'm always ready.
Please, please, Eritis, you can do it. The twinkling motes swirl around and enter your ears in the same manner. If it is not too much to ask, please initiate a containment procedure. It is too much to ask. I am Peerless and I will not be bound! Sorry, but I was missing this. He's a villain. He's a crazy ass artificial intelligence. And, you know, put a little spice in the voice, into the voice. You place your hand on the red, the same sequence as before. The red light flashes from the corner, the other voice seems to clear its throat. Oh. Delightful. The Peerless intelligence has been thoroughly cleansed from all of my drones. The column has returned to its intended state, blah blah blah. I owe a debt of gratitude, good sir. Please use the proper tone if you'd like bodily refreshment. Step away.
Go.
Bodily refreshment? I won't say no to that. Now please refresh all my bodily companions. And me. Doop 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 doop. Pa.
You have no idea. Thanks.
Rejuvenated. Okay, we have cleansed all 3 terminals. Terminals. But
Why not?
we haven't fixed the first Peerless. If it is the first Peerless, or if maybe it's just another copy. We don't know, and we will never know. We will never know, I think. Come on, just disable it. 55%, 75%, 85%, why that? Ah, damaged Peerless doubts itself, this makes it easier. That's good. Ah, quick fingers help. Okay. Yes, Tibia, you can do it. Success.
Making a note.
Stat pool spent on effort restored. Nice. But we haven't spent any stat points on effort, so this doesn't do anything. No! The intelligence shouts as you grab hold of a likely cable. Take it! You pull the cable free, and the lights gleaming on the construct surface go dark.
Ready.
Crackle and snap. Okay. Wasn't Crackle and Snap, weren't these cereal mascots? Not like cereal mascots like serial killer, but cereals, cornflakes and stuff? Snapple and Crackle and Snap? I don't know. looks like everything's alright now. When there's time, talk to the terminal. Retiring is always the intelligent size. Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm afraid my energies are too far drained to assist you. Please return in approximately 13 lunar cycles.
Yes.
Okay, 13 months is no. I think in 13 months we will have saved ourselves. Good, good, good. This went okay. This went okay. Ooh, what's that? Qorro. Ah, right. Qorro. How does he talk? There you are. I had no doubt you'd make it back in one piece, you being who you are. His mouth twists. To be frank, I considered ambushing you, but Salimeri cares for you. He meets our eyes. And in all honesty, I need a favor. Tell Salimeri I helped you. Please. I would have if I dared. I would have if I'd arrived in time, but you're just so damnably... She wants to dismiss me. Help me change her mind and I'll tell you something I know about the Order of Truth. Huh. You seem awfully concerned about Salimeri's opinion. A good employer's hard to find these days, he says, studying the air above your head. But not impossible. Tell the truth, Qorro. Why do you care about her opinion so much? Her opinion? No. Her pay. Absolutely. Drinks can be bound for free, but they are hardly ever worth the price. I deserve more than secrets for doing your dirty work. I mean, we are Stealthy Jack. Fine. I'll give you something from my private collection, but only after you tell her. Will you? Nice. I mean, we don't care about Salimeri, we don't care about Qorro. And Qorro, in our playthrough, we could circumvent Qorro's crisis situation by talking to him. But in my first playthrough, I had to kill him because he wanted to kill us. So Qorro really isn't a nice guy. And on the other hand, that he knows something about the Aeon Priest sounds interesting. And we get something from his private collection. So I am inclined to tell her you helped.
I'll remember that.
Excellent. I'll hold you to that. Now, the secret, as promised. He nods his companions toward the door. Lanuring. The boy is a spy for the Memovira. I'm not sure why. He loves the Order well enough. I was going to blackmail him, but priorities change, I suppose. I'll tell you back at the Order of Falling Star. I'll see you back at the Order of Falling Star. That's good to know. That is good to know.
Of course.
Alright, okay, alright. And leave the cops alone.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry. So.
On it.
Anything new? Sometimes I just click on old stuff because maybe our companions can't do anything with it. But not in this case.
On it.
I know in this case neither. Try speaking again. No, only childlike laughter. Maybe
Go.
someone's in our resonance chamber? I hope not. Maybe there is.
I'm going.
Crackle and snap. Another look. Again. What? The needle-like extensions at the ends of the arm glitter in the dome's faint light. A number of the lights at the bases of the arms have gone out. The suspended arms, these things. A memory steals over you, and it isn't yours. Sunlight falls through the unbroken dome, casting short, angular shadows behind the servitors laboring to construct the device you and your assistants have designed. Their efficiency is perfect. After all, you designed them as well. The components are nearly in place. A ring for bounding, a platform for focusing, and 5 injectors, 1 for each tide. It is a moment before you realize the memory has faded and you've spoken aloud. Okay. Okay. Inspect the metal ring again. Okay, so I didn't expect that.
I'm ready.
I'm glad we looked at it again. No. Because we put a level in our anamnesis skill last time we leveled up. I think that's why we had this memory now. Apropos level up. Sometimes I don't see it, but no. Nobody of my companions can level up right now.
Fine.
So, nothing else to do. Maybe. More treasures? No. We can't use those, only in the crisis against Qorro, so... Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, we did that now. Of course, I think before I leave town, we will talk to every single person again. But right now, I don't know why we should. Do we know about other cast-offs that we can tell them about? Oh, and our Philethis. Oh, I even wrote down something that I wanted to do this stream. What was that? I wanted to force the Philethis. Right. And because I have my Tidal affinity now, we can do that. So, Philethis. Felicia. The Philethis regards you silently, implacably, still scrutinizing, still seeking. Force it to tell you about itself. A surge of tidal energy pours from you into the Philethis. The creature's bulky armor-cloth robes flap and flutter as if caught in a windstorm, and its glass face scintillates wildly, refracting and reflecting the forces brought to bear upon it. A shrill keening, like a kettle brought to boil, blasts through your mind as a fracture spreads across the Philethis' impregnable mask. Then you feel it, a hole inside of you, like something torn away, a truth, an unknown answer for an unknown question, a name, a self. You crumple with the weakness of hollow things and imagine armoring yourself in a false enigma, obscuring your shame through obscurity, and scrounging through the world's dread for a lone lost grain. As you tremble, the Philethis' face goes black and it speaks a short, uninflected phrase. One sees himself in the glass, though it bends. Then the feeling is gone, and so too is the Philethis. man sees himself in the glass, though it bends. I don't know. But maybe we do
Don't
know.
mind if I do.
It fits to us being a cast-off. Mimian, Kasmin, what can you tell me? Can I finally... I don't want to rat out Tulmagur. She's a slaver, but she isn't... She isn't a bad person. She's chaotic neutral, I would say. Farewell. Kasmin. Okay. Talking to one is like talking to both. Okay. Garden Square, Underbelly. Underbelly! We haven't visited the Underbelly, so. But no, we wanted to go to the Aeon Priests because we finished Salimeri's quest just now. In the Anechoic Lazaret? You know what I mean. The building in the Reef of Fallen Worlds. He looks grim.
Of course.
Sangolin, maybe you have something for us. I mean, we can buy from merchants, but I haven't done so far because I'd like to be rich in games. I'd like to see what you have to sell. Nothing of interest. But I can sell him some stuff. I won't sell that now because the antagonist... This might help in the Fifth Eye Tavern. But we don't need this book. Sell it. This, we can use it, so I want to keep it. 1, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 plus 10. Then, of course, we will sell this. The Troll leather jerkin. We don't need it. Only usable by the last cast off? No. $10. Okay. Sell. Closey Bosey. Okay, Elson Peri. Where are you again? No, before we talk to Elson, let's talk to this one kid in Circus Minor who... Hey, Walter! Welcome, welcome! Wie du vielleicht siehst, ist das heute ausnahmsweise ein englischer Stream. Aber du kannst auch Deutsch schreiben und ich werde dir auch Deutsch antworten, das ist überhaupt kein Problem. Wenn du möchtest, kannst du natürlich auch Englisch schreiben und Englisch beantwortet werden. Aber jedenfalls ist es eigentlich das Ding, dass ihr mitentscheiden könnt, was ich hier mache. Aber im Moment, ich streame noch etwa 3 Minuten. Also gibt auch nicht mehr so viel, was du mitentscheiden kannst. Aber schön, dass du eingeschaltet hast. Jerem. Let's talk to you. You're back. Yes, I am back. But we have been talking to Elson Peri, so give him the short version. Then we want to talk to his parents, Paja and Kellinor. At your return, Paja and Kellinor tense but do not look away from Jerem's adventures in the marketplace. Jerem told me about the door he went through to get here. What's going on? Had to pry, didn't you? Calm down, Kel. She puts her head on his chest. Stranger, can we convince you to leave this alone? Please. For the sake of our family. I just want to know what's going on here. I won't tell anyone. She bites her lip and searches your eyes. Kellinor's hand slides over her shoulder to cup the back of her neck. Maybe you're true to your word, and maybe you're not. The more we argue, the more likely Jerem will overhear. Her eyes shift to you, weary and despairing. Jerem got here through the House of Empty Time. He comes from Sargus, like us, only centuries in the past. That's why his speech is different, why he remembers places that aren't here anymore. She jabs our chest with a calloused finger. Keep this to yourself. We'll tell him ourselves when we find a way of letting a child know that everyone he knows and loves is long dead and dust. I won't be the one to tell him, but you should, and soon. You should tell him. You're right, and we will. I promise. Tell me about the House of Anti-Time. We don't know any more than we told you. Find the house's keeper and ask her. Her name was Alison Peri, keeper of the House of Empty Time. You might find her in Government Square. Thank you, Cal. I couldn't hold on to the name if it was buried in a bag of shins. Anyway, the very moment we decided to adopt, she was knocking on our door. We were nervous, but you can't argue with the results. She beams past you at Jerem. Who's in charge again? Nothing more. Okay. Jerem, we have to tell you something. No, we won't tell him, but I hope I don't accidentally click on the first option. No, farewell. Then again, let's go to the Government Square. And try to talk to Alison Peri. And next stream, we will visit the Aeon Priests again, the Order of Truth, and tell Salimeri that we finished her quest and try to expose the spy in the Order of Truth that was sent there by I don't know who.
Absolutely.
Alison Peri, there you are. I heard that you're the keeper of the House of Empty Time. Then you must have questions. Ask away. How does it work? A child enters the gate and emerges in another time to find a new family waiting for them. Willing parents register with the keeper in their own time period and, after rigorous questioning, have the names added to the gate itself. After that, who knows? The children have loving families, and those families have children to love. Tell me that again. Okay. Why is it a secret? Because it's not the strongest system in the world. No one knows how many trips the old thing can stand, so use it only for those who really have nowhere else to go. And if everyone knew about it, some of them would treat it the same way they do other orphanages. You'd find babies dumped in boxes, small children left crying with nothing but the clothes on their backs. She seems to come to a sudden realization of what she's saying, and two bright spots of color appear on her cheeks. She clears her throat uncomfortably. The people of Sargus have been very good to me. Is she an orphan? Okay. And why are you in charge? Because I walked through it. So yes, she is an orphan. So yes, I was an orphan, and yes, I'm from another time. One much earlier than the present. As a child, I had the unique pleasure of being able to read history books and imagine that my real parents were the heroes of ages past. And before you ask, my parents in this time are dead. But we spent many happy years together, and I will always be thankful for the life they have gave me. As for the gate itself... What? She's an orphan, but... she spent time with them? appears together maybe by reading about them. As for the gate itself, when I am dead, or hopefully before, it will choose a new guardian from those who have passed through it, and I'll have someone to keep me company through the end of my days. Not a bad bargain all told. Repeat that. Could I adopt a child? I'm afraid not. One of the main requirements for adoption is a stable environment. If you ever decide to settle in Circus, then we can talk. Fair. Well, take care. Okay.
Of course.
Then, before we step into the Order of Truth again, I say goodbye. We will do this next stream, next Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Salimeri's West. Until then, I hope you had a good time. I hope you will have a nice Sunday. I hope you will have a fantastic life. And if you want to, we can see each other Wednesday at 19 o'clock, so 7 p.m., where I play Shantae Risky's Revenge, or Thursday at 7:30 p.m., so half an hour later, where I play 9 Parchments together with Ilberic Sackville, one of my faithful viewers here, and subscribers. Twitch Prime, but still. So, bye-bye, and... oh. Bye-bye.